everybody. My name's Alan. On behalf of the crew, I'd like to welcome you to another edition of Bridging Heaven and Earth. You know, I was sitting here and I was watching the video and I was, meditating, and, the thought that came into my head just now was, so much of the time in the Western world and in America and, the whole North American continent and in Western Europe for sure, and probably in a lot of other places now more and more. People talk about the bottom line. What's the bottom line? And usually it has something to do with money, remuneration, reward. And I was just thinking, really, in a human life, that's really not the bottom line. The bottom line is love. How much love do you feel as you walk through your life, wherever that life is, whatever you're doing to manifest your physical form in this life, whatever family situation, whatever work situation, whatever race, color, and we talk so much on Bridging Heaven and Earth about what we as humans sometimes see as the differences, but whatever way you manifest on this planet, the bottom line is love. The bottom line is love. And every one of us knows that. And we take all different paths to try to find the wellspring. And we look inside, we look outside, we look round and round. And we know the bottom line is love. And, the point that we make every week is that love is really, the experience of that love is not only who we truly are, because God is love and we are that love. We can't be outside that love. Is that a human being at this time can experience it. A human being at this time, all of them, young, old, white, black, yellow, green, blue, whatever country, whatever sexual preference, whatever nationality, whatever religion, can know that love. But to know that love, in a sense, we transcend those. And we are all the same love. And in that, we can just gloriously manifest as brothers and sisters on this planet, brothers and sisters with the dolphins and whales and trees and all of us here, and live in this Garden of Eden. And that's what needs to happen now, and that is what's happening now. And the bottom line is love. So, again, people come from all over the world to come and share with the crew here and with you in the studio audience and with you out in the video audience, the viewing audience, year after year after year, because these shows just go and circulate and circulate. And we get calls from guests about guests who haven't appeared in 5 or 6 years, because the love is true. The bottom line is love. So tonight we have somebody who just travels the world sharing his love. Erick Gonzalez is a Mayan shaman. He's a spiritual guide and healer. His teachings are based on native spirituality, and the goal and the core of those teachings is to find beauty, balance, and harmony. And his entire life is dedicated to the unification of all people. That somewhere along the line, in his path, in his way, he has recognized the oneness, that love is the bottom line. And we also are very fortunate tonight to have 2 extraordinary videos. Very, very different, but very powerful videos. One is this video clip, this promo piece from an extraordinary new movie that's sweeping the United States and going all over the world, What the Bleep Do We Know? And we have a beautiful clip of that, and they want to come on, the principals of the movie want to come on Bridging, as soon as we can work out a proper date. Then we also have this music video of this guitar virtuoso, just incredible music, and just an open heart. It's music, powerful guitar music about that love. Scott Huckabee, incredible musician. So, we're on this journey. you know, for the next hour, we're on this journey together. And the bottom line is love. So join me in a short meditation, then we'll have the video, and then we'll have Erick with us. And again, it's an invitation, it's an opportunity, it's an awakening. So please join me in a short meditation. If you don't know one, just relax, settle in, and be open, be grateful, be appreciative. Thank you. So we're going to start tonight's show with a clip from an extraordinary new feature movie, literally that's sweeping the United States. It started on the, you know, the East and West Coast, and now is just, you know, it's everywhere it goes. It just stays over and over, and people just come to see it. It beautifully explores the questions of what is reality, what is consciousness. It's very wonderful and thought-provoking. And it was made available to Bridging by the Principles, which are William Arndt, Betsy Chase, and Mark Vincente. And the stars you'll see, especially in this clip, are Marlee Matlin, who won the Academy Award for Children of a Lesser God, and Robert Bailey Jr. It's an extraordinary piece. So it's What the Bleep Do We Know?
I want to see some moves. You don't have to be like that. Come on and play. Look, he likes you. Don't you have time for a little one-on-one? How long has it been since you played? Come on, you got the ball. Take a shot. No, my lady, not from there. It's out of bounds. Gotta be on the court to be in play. Reginald's court of unending possibilities. Never touched you. And it's not solid. This ball is mostly empty.
In fact, the universe is mostly empty. We like to think of space as empty and matter as solid. But in fact, there is essentially nothing to matter whatsoever. It's completely insubstantial. Take a look at an atom. We think of it as a kind of hard ball. Then we say, oh, well, no, not really. It's this little tiny point of really dense matter right at the center, surrounded by a kind of fluffy probability cloud of electrons popping in and out of existence. But then it turns out that that's not even right. Even the nucleus, which we think of as so dense, pops in and out of existence just as readily as the electrons do. Thing you can say about all this insubstantial matter is that it's more like a thought. It's like a concentrated bit of information.
What makes up things are not more things, but what makes up things are ideas, concepts, information.
And like I said, it never touches. Electrons build up a charge and push the other electrons away before they touch. So nobody touches nothing. Come on, put your stuff down. Nobody's gonna take it. I Like I said, this is my court. It's no problem. How long has it been?
I'll be 8. It's only in conscious experience that it seems that we move forward in time. In quantum theory, you can also go backwards in time.
You can always go back in time. What's the matter? Remember, it's empty.
How do you know this thing?
I read Dr. Quantum comics. Everybody thinks it's just kid stuff, and I know it's real. That's how I do my magic on the court.
Yeah, I always choose the Wonder Boy first. He's got the weirding way.
Well, Dr. Quantum says everybody's got it. Everybody's doing it constantly. Each and every time you look.
When you ain't looking, it's like a wave. When you are looking, it's like a particle.
When you are not looking, there are waves of possibility. When you are looking, then there are particles of experience.
A particle, which we think of as a solid thing, really exists in a so-called superposition, a spread out wave of possible locations. And it's in all of those at once. The instant you check on it, it snaps into just one of those possible positions.
Quantum superposition implies that a particle can be in two or more places or states simultaneously. And this is a very bizarre concept and one of the hallmarks of the quantum world.
Superheroes use superposition, with the world being potential strips of reality. Until we choose. Heroes choose what they want. Being in many places at once, experiencing many possibilities all at once, and then collapsing on the one. The question is, how far down the rabbit hole do you want to go?
Oh, isn't that beautiful? So we're set with Erick. Well, welcome, Erick. Great to have you back again.
Thank you, Alan. It's good to see you.
So when in your, travels and world and just growing up, on this earth at this time, did it really click in you that, love was the bottom line, that was really what you had to know? Whatever path you were going to take to get there, you had to know that.
I think it's just showing gratitude, because so many people really helped me to get back on my feet, so to speak. Because at the age of 2, I was paralyzed, total paralyzed. So I can feel that people took care of, take me to the hospital, take me, to the medicine people, the Mayan, and so many people throughout my life. It's been so much time like you here giving us the opportunity. So thank you, to share these moments, because it's really important to share that, how we got to this moment, so just to show and sharing gratitude to the many who taken the time for us to be well, to be here whole, so it's been a beautiful journey, and here we are saying thank you, and saying I love you, kind of sharing that.
And you grew up as a little boy in Guatemala, right?
Yeah.
And I think I remember this from the first time we talked about this earlier. You were paralyzed as a young boy, and then you had to come into a remembrance of almost how to walk and how to...
Several times already. So conditions in life has been taking you to the beyond what they call the edge, maybe where there's physical comfort, So kind of those conditions have helped me, have to superimpose yourself, kind of become well again. Search for that place of oneness inside of you, where the power is, the healing power, and then be able to receive that, and then be able to recognize where it's coming from, where it is, and then when you're well, give thanks, you know. So in my gratitude is that we help others kind of come through, you know. Maybe there's a darkness, or maybe there's a uneasiness in their mind or their bodies, you know, or even their spirits. So in the way that we have been gone through, you know, there's situations where we had to ask for help many times. It has been that extra care, you know. Somebody give you a glass of water, you know, or somebody say a nice thing to you, you know, or maybe it took a long time, the all night long ceremony, you know. Took their all their life to know about these medicines, and then they share that medicine with you. You know what? Where does it take you? You know, what does it do for you? So then they did that for me. So all I do now is share it again. You know, so kind of like that, dedicate our lives to wellness of our Mother Earth. They say, and like so the same thing with us. You know, we want to say that we want to see it well, because so much is not right. You know. There's so much destruction, so to speak, you know, and we're going to a place where maybe no return, you know, or we'll take very much of the life force from the planet, and so a lot of our people that care about these things, they dedicate their lives, you know, to share, like, you know, come here and meet with others like you know, other people like here, you know, they care, you know, because of, you know, that love you talk about, you know, the same thing with us. So there's much to share, and then we see that beauty, and when we share that spark, you know, between each other, you know, and it's immense. And with that, we can make a lot of things happen. You know, a lot of good healing, people feeling good, you know, good turning on the destiny of our Mother Earth. You know, doesn't have to go to the way they want it. You know, like in the dark or destruction. You know, so a lot of our people are celebrating. You know, they just Otomi, you know, the native people in Mexico, you know, just an example, you know. They say, oh, the prophecy talks about 8,000 drums must gather. Well, there was 15 million throughout the world, you know. And like in Argentina, the elders, they talk about, oh, we have to have a gathering, you know. But only is room for like 7,000, you know, leaders, you know. But 25,000 went inside and many more outside. So every time we see that, a greater effort for healing happening all around our Mother Earth, you know. So we've been like that, you know, when I was like 17, 18, I started learning a little bit like that with the nature, you know. And then travel with elders who could answer some of those kind of uneasiness in my own self, you know, like that. But then the true teachers came in, you know, the plants, elements like that. So in that, you know, there's no human can share what an answer, you know, or what is even a question, you know. So it's just being.
The experience is bigger than the question.
Yeah.
Can be. And even the answer can be. You know?
There's no question or answer like that, you know. So
right.
Yeah, they just set up like us now, you know. We just set a space like here, you know, safe. So when the spirit, the being come into that space, it feels safe, you know. So safe to die, you know. Can let go.
Be born again in a way, into the love, into the light.
But it has to, all this physical cannot go through it, you know. I started to call it like a spiritual strainer. The more that you get closer to the light, or the more into the spiritual place, it's like more of you stays behind. And like this, you know, you keep going, but you can't take it. You can't take your mind. You can't take your who you are, or what you've been, or what you think you are. You know, all stays behind until you get to that place of oneness. You know, and for that, sometimes the experience is really tough. You know, it takes everything away from you. You know, everything is not. There's nothing left. You know, so then you go inside there and. They kind of give you another gift. So when you come back, you know, full conscience again, then you say, oh, there must be something I must share like this. So instead of going up to the mountain like I would like to, you know, we're walking around all over, you know, doing our ceremonies, you know. And I was born in with Maya, you know, kind of my experience there. So we're using that kind of expression, you know, in the planet there, because it's very ancient, traditional, you know. Holding community, family, good relationship with nature, you know, and good relationship with the spirit world. So a lot of medicines are available through that. So we're using that plus other of our peoples, from different places in South America. So there's different medicine teachers that ask us to carry them. Some are plants, some are vines, some are leaves, some are flowers, So they ask us, can you go, and you take me over here, So we take her over there and we share it, and people feel good, have a good death, but then a good birthing, Every time the process is so powerful, many people scare me, Many people don't want to do the work because it takes you through incredible depthness, that you never thought it was there, Yeah, and you see yourself, kind of there, and then you have to get through that. And if you have the courage, the strength, and the endurance, because it will test every breath. And even with no more breath, it will still test you, So the gift comes back, they give you something. We call it the bundle, In that bundle is like these memories, there's these medicines, there's these feelings, So then you share that with somebody else like that. And sometimes maybe, they don't have to say much, just send a feeling, send it out like that, But we still use a lot of ceremonies because it sets the conditions for people to really feel good, safe, and know that they're being taken care of, So when they lay down or they get ready to dance or express themselves, it's with the divine, Because no human can take you there. Some person can have much knowledge, but you have to walk through that light yourself by yourself, So our job is just to make sure the body and the mind's safe, Come back, and we try to integrate it, kind of make sure there's good integration, because all that you think is like this is maybe not like that, So many things to shift, your conscience, your relationship to it, So we want it to be a happy, joyous integration. So that's kind of what we're doing.
I'm coughing myself right here. It's coming out of me already. Just sitting here. Wow. So, that's basically what you do is go around and make this available. Make that safe space, make that knowledge, make that connection available.
Yeah, and because we're also part of great councils of elders, councils of medicine people from our different nations, all up and down the Ayala, we call it. Now they say America, So we sit in council, a lot of elders have incredible knowledge, They spend all their lives, 80 years, 90 years, 100 years doing these things, So we have much to learn like that. The other is to create alliances with all people now, because we see how our world is heading, very, very troublesome, So much hunger, much thirst, much not wellness, So we go and share these things and also create alliances with others who are working. Maybe sometimes they felt they were by themselves, but then they find out, oh, look, here's the Maya, here's the Kogi, Imara, here's the
we talk about it, it's a time for real collaboration.
Yeah.
Just all the different parts coming together instead of having all these separate points of light all over, to have them come together and know that they exist. And, at different times they come together to do different manifestations, but the connection and the harmony and the love is there. You know what I mean? So the light is stronger that way.
Yeah, so good alliances and a lot of fun, good feast.
Right.
Good celebration.
Yeah, it's joyous to come together. A
lot of ceremonies, just a lot of celebration. So that's kind of how we're doing, and we're looking forward to, creating healing centers, different places, where nations can meet, and then individuals can come, spend some time with nature, some time with the teachers, those plants, spend some time with the sacred waters and the sacred fires, the ceremonies, Because today the people are afraid of the fire, let's say. Firefighters, they have a whole thing about fighting fires, We don't fight the fires, we make the fires, kind of ceremonial.
Right.
There's no fear in them. There's never go outside the boundaries, These fires connect, like your show, heaven and earth, connect between dimensions and between the creative vortexes, between space and time like that. So spirits come in and we go out the other way, kind of back and forth, For the Maya, that's our book. It's like an oracle. We read the elements, how the water moves or how the fire moves, you know. So this vortex come in and it's like you'll be close to the fire, you know, maybe very long, far away maybe, you know. But the energy, because the feeding of the fire, the oxygen, you know, come in the aura around you, it sucks up into the fire. And then this huge vortex is coming. That's when the healing happens. So many transformations to the people happen like that, you know. So that's kind of what we share, you know. Yeah, so that's our school.
And you're setting up a healing center. You're purchasing the land and building in Guatemala now, right? Is that so?
Yeah, we're trying to go home, you know, because sometimes we feel like we don't want to get caught outside of our home, you know, and there's changes on the planet coming, you know. Our people keep a lot of prophecies, you know. And so we built a place in Guatemala, Lake Atitlan, you know, very sacred place, you know. It's an ancient city called Chuitinamit, it's to heal Maya, you know. So we're building there a place that focus on meeting the South America, North America, and then other people come from Europe, other places, you know, focus on healing, the community building, you know, kind of like those alliances we talk about, you know. And then from there, they have some time, you know, to be with the Swelach, you know, be with those elements of spiritual forces, and then they go out and crystallize their vision, we say. Like, you know, actually crystallize it, you know, not just dream about it or not just make it happen, you know. So, like you crystallizing your vision here, you know, all the people come and see this, you know, and take effort to you know, put the word out, you know. Same with us, we walk around a pilgrimage all over the physical world like this, and others, you know, but crystallizing the vision, you know, good healing, you know, for us, you know, good healing and good harmony like that. So these centers are, in Guatemala, is like to have a maloca, we call it, a sacred house, council house. Our prophecies talk about the 4 colors of the corn coming together. All the people, you know, coming together like that around the sacred fire, they say. But when we do our ceremonies, we're inside of mandalas of energy. So you have a place very important, another one have a very important. So the whole circle makes a very powerful mandala. So within the mandala, there's others, you know. So like this, so when you carry a fire, let's say, you know, you're a mandala, and then another one carries some molecules coming together and they form structures. So the structure of the planet for healing is all these fires have to be in place. And other things too, you know, but the people come together like that. So when the mandalas fulfill, then the 4 colors really strong, you know. They say 52 clans, 52 staffs will be there representing all the people. 13 clans of the red corn people, 13 clans of the white corn people, 13 clans of the black corn people, and 13 of the yellow corn people. When that's in place, they say our sky people, our brothers, sisters like that, blue corn people will rejoin that, you know. And they're already, some we done are like this, walking around, you know, kind of doing their thing, you know. But our prophecy like that, it says almost to the last moment, you know, maybe many will be asleep, but then the awakening, because it will be affecting each one, you know. Maybe no more clean water, you know, to drink. Maybe can't breathe the air no more. Maybe cannot find good food, you know. Eat, but no nourishment. So the body is not strong, it's weak, you know. And maybe no more earth to plant good seeds, you know. So then they'll start getting worried, you know, because now it's become personal, you know. So pretty soon, all the ones who have many will start sharing with a few, you know, because they need each other, you know. The many has things and maybe in the bank or something, you know, but or many material things, but they can't eat that, see. And maybe they don't know how to heal themselves. So the ones who have not much, you know, they know the land, you know, they know where the water is. They know how to purify, you know, they know how to plant those seeds, you know. So then they make an exchange, you know. But good alliance, you know, focus on that love you talk about, you know. And we said that the alliance will be one of all the time like this for the Mother Earth. So, boom, make a good transition. Because the prophecy in the Maya, you know, they wrote it down in stelas, stones, you know, precise dates. All these things our people talk about all the time, you know, in nice councils like that. The elders talk about it, you know. So they say on these dates, big important things, you know, shift of the ages. So we're coming into that. So the Maya, we're like busy bees, you know. setting up these patterns, all over the Mother Earth, in other places to create good changes, So that's kind of what we're preparing, And so in that celebration, there's a lot of work, a lot of things we got to do,
Yeah, I mean, it could we talk about it as work play.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And we're doing it, and it looks like it's important, it looks like it's work, but yet, if we're really in harmony, it's joyous to be involved in those kind of interactions and those kind of collaborations.
Yeah, we call it, I go do my love. No more work, I go do my love.
Exactly, right.
Yeah.
I mean, if, we talk about that, with doing different projects on the show, if it's not joyous and loving, what's the point? We know we have to do certain things, but, if the major thrust of your life isn't joyous and loving, that's right away, that would be something to,
because they
analyze a little bit.
Yeah, because sometimes the question is like, people start beginning to ask the question, who am I, what am I to do, all this, But they say, the answer is like, well, what do you love, What do you willing to live for, Or like, what do you willing to transcendent or die, with, So then like that, if you can answer that, then you start working or loving that, I love to plant seeds, I love to grow flowers, or I love to heal, I love to talk to people, I love to travel and see many beautiful things, So that's what we do.
Yeah, that's great. All right, so maybe what we'll do now is show the second video. It's a really beautiful piece. It's this guitar virtuoso, Scott Huckabee. It was a beautiful video put together by Joel Osborne just for this show. So here it is. back with Erick. So, isn't that a beautiful Scott Huckabee? Yeah, that's wonderful. So, why don't you set the stage? You're going to do a little prayer, healing, Mayan ceremony, a short one. He said it usually does them at 12 hours. I said, I think that's going to be a little, to try to condense it a little bit for the show tonight. But he's going to do a shorter one, we hope. At 11 hours, I'm stopping it. That's it. So why don't you set it up a little, and then just do it.
Okay. Can I feel where you are right now? You can feel your body and your heart, your mind, You can feel your presence in the space that you're taking, no matter where you find yourself. And then just think about the relationship of you with yourself, and your Creator, Mother Earth, all our relatives, we say. Think of how beautiful our Mother Earth is. What would you like to give to see her, our relatives, healthy and beautiful, and in a good place to live, like all our relatives, humans, all over the world, to have enough food, have enough shelter, have beauty, have happiness, just like you do. What would you like to give for that, And that is what you're going to take to the spirit world, because nothing physical we're taking, So for our people, we want to share this prayer with you, It's kind of like thank the Creator, for the awareness and the oneness and the beingness that is given to us, to be at this moment here. So we see like this, just as we say these words, feel that our Mother Earth, all that she's trying to tell us, what the wind is trying to tell us, and the waters, what it's trying to tell us, and the fire, all the oneness, what is being with us here today. Nimalach kakao. Matushishawe lokaluch katat bitol kanan sako lolom kohalom. Tukaluch akaw kabawil tohi labili shakakabits. Matushishawe lokaluch nan uliv. Rikaslem nim kacho chuliv. Utsrinan ishkanil rikaslem akaw kutsich. Rikaslem akapche. Rikaslem nawal akaw. Tukaluch akaw, tepew, kukumats, kukulkan, kumatsin, katsalkot. Kinako siya kung orasyon, tanan. Tanautsil ni malach akaw, hunap ko, o meteot. Utska, iskekuhe, kachalal, riwachi, kachulew. Matushishawe, lukaluch akaw. Nimalech, rakushkach, rakushilev, rakushka kit, rakushya, rakuskastamal, bantushishawe, nimalech katik tamama. And in those prayers, bring it to yourself, like you're hugging, like that, bring it to yourself so that all those forces of nature, all the forces of spirit can come to you, and that these forces in Creator can guide us in a good road, good destiny for our Mother Earth here today. I want to say thank you, Alan.
Well, so what tools would you use to help people get in tune with that?
Oh, we have many, depends on the person, Many, maybe it needs to go in a vision quest, kind of sit up in the mountain, be with nature, take a pilgrimage. Walk to the mountain so that, reconnect to that which maybe was lost, because seduction of life kind of says you're a man, you're a woman, You live in the city, you live over there, Maybe forgot to really be see the sparkle of the light, on the rivers, or the stillness of the lake, or how the trees are talking, kind of the sweep, how they sweep in the water, in the air like this, So then others maybe in the sweat lodge, maybe in purification, healing, detoxing the body, detoxing the mind, because so many things, too much confusion, too much toxics, Others maybe putting right in the fire, like not close to a fire, ceremony fire. Make toch, we say, make payment, make an offering, because maybe never has said thank you to the Creator, you know. Never said thank you for the water or for the food, you know. Or thank you for the breath of life we take all the time, you know. Or thank you for all these things I have, you know. Many maybe didn't forget like that, you know. Maybe they said nothing. Others maybe are in a great challenge, maybe in a mind prison, or maybe a body prison, you know, like an illness, you know, can't get out, you know, doctors don't know what's going on, you know. Maybe much pain or much suffering going on, you know. So then we take them to the medicines, you know. Just kind of explode into the new light, you know, to the new being. So kind of others, you know, very much depression, don't want to live no more, you know. They have many addictions or other things that overtake their bodies and their minds, you know. So we would take them to again reconnect to the divine, you know. So again, those very profound experiences, we make it available like that. So, you know, others, like they said, you come to see Erick, you know, you have to do a lot of work to yourself, you know. So many changes, like maybe some diet changes, maybe life changes, you know. A lot of work, you know, go to the mountains, you know, go to the ocean like this, you know, sit by the fire, you know, meditation, you know, some of the medicines too, you know, so.
And how do you know which is right for which person, just intuitively, instinctively?
That, also, yeah, you know, we see it, you know, we talk about it, you know. We also have a bando, you know, it's called Tsinte. We call it Sinte, Sinte, like that, it's like a bando, you know, and it becomes an oracle. So we look at the energy, but then we ask the oracle, kind of a spiritual thing, you know. It's like us finally finding out what your Mayan birth sign is, your first breath into this dimension. And then like mathematically we find out the frequencies and vibrations that make all of you, you know, your DNA structures, how the mind's thinking, how the spirit, what kind of experiences you wanted to have, you know. So we look at that, and then we kind of, the oracle says, okay, we got to do this, we got to do that. So it prescribes all these things, you know, to do, you know. And it's mostly, now they call it shamanic practices, you know. Practices that you will feel the power of the fire, you know, or the water, power of the air, you know, power of nothingness.
How would you define shamanic, the shaman? How would you define that?
The word is like that, you know, but we call it achkich. The achkich are the staffs of light. So these shamans or these medicine people, they hold like keys, you know, keys to the maybe dimensions, keys to natural forces or spiritual forces, you know, keys to enter the body, you know, at the same time. You know, sometimes the physicists, they said two objects cannot occupy the same space at the same time, you know. But the medicine person, this achkich, you know, they can do that. We can go inside, you know, and have the experience like that. So sometimes they call it shape-shifting, you know. So the shaman for us like that is the one who is dedicating their lives to the wellness of the people, you know. Bringing balance between dimensions and worlds and forces, you know. Because if you look at it, things are ready to rip apart any minute, you know, or a volcano ready to explode, you know, or too much rain or not enough, or too much fire, too much nothing, you know, like this. So the medicine people, you know, they work with the spiritual forces. So they kind of like the mediums, you know. Sometimes things go through them, you know, and they have to know how to deal with that. Because maybe some illness or maybe forces or very ancient things that we all have, you know, we call them like violations, you know. Violation against spirit or nature or the self or humanity, you know. Things that has been all done by the ancestors. So sometimes we have to, you know, deal with that, you know. So the shaman like that is a medicine person is just always there in between the worlds, you know. Walk this way, but at the same time go over here. At the same time they wake up over there, you know, they see him over there. Maybe changes to a flower, you know, or a panther or a buffalo or an eagle or something, you know. Others maybe not even cannot have no words like this in the physical. Because it's like lights, you know. We shift into light work, like things that can go between rock or between physical like this, you know. So that's the shaman, you know, knows how to travel like this, you know. Uses like tools, you know. like we use the fire, you know, and like they say earlier, the sweat, sometimes the lightning, the thunder, like that. We use the sound, you know, the prayer. We use the songs. We sing. We have a lot of songs, you know. So that's kind of how the persons who maintain the like this. So then others have a need or something. They want to learn something, you know. Then the shaman, the medicine person, just holds a space really safe, you know, very kind of holy place, divine place, you know. Then the person, you know, maybe is not never walked through those big doors, you know, big dimension, you know, or maybe is afraid to walk, you know, because some people say after coming to do our little work, you know, we do, the whole world underneath it disappears. Then they find themselves in a void, see. So it's us, you know, we said, then we go through them together, you know, because we're standing there with them, you know. And so, well, how'd you get into my conscience, you know? Well, we're doing this together, you know. Maybe it's over there laying down, maybe I'm over here, maybe they're in their house, you know. Or maybe like this together, you know, so it happens a lot like that, you know. So some people then, we have to be patient, you know, because they call it projection. The mind starts playing tricks, you know, in the process, you know, they start being afraid of that because it's too powerful, maybe never experienced anything like that. So we just have to know, you know, say, always talk, you know, says, wherever you see, you know, don't engage, you know, just watch it, just travel through it, you know, just go with it, because yeah, all these things are going to come up. But many times they go one ear, it goes out the other, so, you know. So we have to say it 3 times all the time. Repeat it, so then it goes back the other way, and then finally one stays inside, you know, to make sure the person really understands, you know, whatever we think was like this natural or the reality, they say, that's not the way it is. See? So the medicine person has traveled through because maybe he didn't have a choice. Like us, you know, we didn't have a choice. You know, sometimes we want to like to be normal, you know. Something maybe you don't see things around, you know, or going through processes, you know, because gone through death twice, you know, and a lot of things come, you know, if you to see my body, a lot of things happen, you know. But each one, you know, bring you up to another place and more gratitude, you know. So the medicine person and the people watches them and watches their process, you know. And they say, oh, you know, you went through that, maybe you can tell me, you know, share with me a little bit, how do I go, because I'm coming to that now, you know. Or my family is like this, and I saw that you went through that, and can you help us, you know. So we cannot refuse, you know. Somebody come and ask for something, no matter what time, where, or what, you know, you have to say thank you, you know, and do your best, you know, always working like that, you know, or loving, you know. So that's kind of what for our people, that's the way, you know, the spiritual people like this, you know, dedicate their lives, make ceremonies, grow good medicine, good healing, you know. So, and then sometimes people ask questions, so we kind of share a little bit, you know. But then if they really want to know, then we take them to the doors, you know. Because that's you got to go to the vine.
Did you have these gifts when you were a real young kid? I mean, did you know, we've had a lot of people on the show who from the time they were, you know, really young, and they'd grab a hand that was cut and it would heal itself. And, you know, before they had the knowledge to go under it and the experience to go under it, they just, you know, had incredible gifts and energy. Did you have that, or was that more learned and through the physical problems and the growth problems that you had, and, you know, all the things that happened?
Well, I didn't know this, you know, until later, you know, but because I couldn't walk very good, you know, I had apparatus, you know, kind of like this, my legs, you know, and my back, you know, so maybe I crawl around the earth, you know, like this, you know, playing with bottle caps, and I would set them up all in this geometric designs, like this mandalas, you know. So I didn't know, I was just thinking, playing in it. So
wow, interesting.
I'm seeing things, see, and I'm being a part of this other thing going on. So, but then later on, when I went through the training with the Maya and other trainings with the Inga people and Unama people in Colombia, you know, and some of the Quero in Peru and others, so things become more clear, you know. I was the oracle all along. How to maybe take these flowers and set them in a pattern according to the vibration that you have, that you're emanating. And so then I was like a clear picture. So I would look at the picture here and then look at the picture here, and it's, oh, okay. this is what's missing, this is what's too much, this is what...
And would you have the capacity to change the flowers around, which would change my energy in that way?
Yeah, that's so. Then the healing started. Then I started seeing that, with that, and then communication with other things like trees and animals, and might sound crazy like that for some people, but the other forces, like we call them now nahuales. They're like spirit guardians, spirit beings, So there's always a communication going on, except the human don't understand. See. And our people now, we share that there's other two languages we must relearn again, because the frequencies on the planet is changing. See, one is the frequency language. How does the sound, the frequency, and kind of the frequency of color and shape and form, is a relationship with us. And the other one is environmental, kind of how the environment talks to each other. The trees are talking to the birds, and birds are talking to the trees, and so forth. Everybody's talking to each other. The ones who forgot to listen was the humans, us, So we're out of tune,
So our bottom line isn't that. We got other bottom lines. Until now, I mean, it's getting clear that, those bottom lines that we have been putting weight on just don't have the same impact.
Yeah, and they said that maybe until now the scientists have instruments. They see how the molecule of the water changes. You see the shamans or the medicine talking to the water, you see. And we talk to the water, there's frequencies on it, and reflect. We call it the smoky mirror. Sometimes the reflection of the light on the water to a stone, and it tells about an oracle. The energy, the fields that are around it is reflecting on that. So, but you gotta learn how to talk to it, see. You gotta read it again. And that's when we learn to say, let it go, Let go of all your assumptions, or letting go what you think, how things should work, see, because the mind is very limited. So once we alter the state of the mind, or alter the state of the relationship to any physical thing, then we go into what they call alter state. We call it being in the air, in the nahual. And being in the nahual is now in the ceremonial, we say. It's different languages, different laws apply. And
that's the tonal and the inaugural that they talked about in the Don Juan books, the Carlos Castaneda books. Is that the similar type thing?
Maybe.
The Toltec warriors, I don't know.
Maybe. I didn't read those.
Oh,
books,
I see.
But,
Okay.
The nahual is like this spirit. Right here, these flowers have a nahual, a spirit, is a full conscious being. Mm-hmm. And that one is talking to this one, and that's to us too, So that's why they call it aromatherapy or color therapy or other therapies like that, But our shamans, our medicine people, we always like this, talking with this. And so that's how we use in the ceremonies. We have also a ceremony is called dressing the tree of life. So you make a staff, let's say, and then you bring the flowers, and through prayer, you tie the flowers to that staff, see, and it's a soul ceremony, see. So then we take now your whole energy, your prayer, your intention, your wanting, it's on the staff, and it's on the flowers. So the memory is implanted on the flowers, So we take the staff and do other things with it, and then we take it through your aura, and we call it healing or cleansing the aura with the flowers, And sometimes we make waters with the flowers. They smell really good, and that stays on the aura, healing like that, kind of. Those are kind of the ceremonies we do.
I'll tell you, it's amazing, but we're coming to the end of the show. I mean, this hour went really fast, I must say. I mean, really, thanks so much for coming and sharing again.
Thank you, Alan. Yeah.
We get so many different, spokes on the wheel, so many different ways of looking at that consciousness and that love, and just to have yours was just, it was beautiful for me, and I really appreciate it. So, again, if you want any information about Erick, about the videos, about Scott, about what the bleep, call me, Alan, 805-687-2053. That's 805-687-2053. Your bottom line is love. Your bottom line is consciousness. Your bottom line is collaboration. Let's just do it. Let's be together. Good night. God bless you.